There we go. Good day and I love you. Happy Sunday. Rise and shine and welcome to life today and rise and shine and welcome to life today and rise and shine and welcome to life today and we're so glad you're here. My son used to sing that song when he was little, and I would love it because it would make me feel so happy. The simple things in life. Welcome to Tough Love with Honey. A little bit of sweet to take the edge off, if you know what I mean. I've decided who I want to be for the moment and what that looks like and how I want to do it. In another 12 years, I will probably tower card my life again and demo things and then choose a new character to be and start over. I think that's the idea of it. I think we're supposed to evolve who we think we are and how we do things. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, because we always do this together, because I do believe that it is a good idea for us to breathe. First thing in the day. This might not be first thing in the day for you, but whenever you're watching this, you can do a little mini-medi with me real quick. This is a heart chakra bowl. I'm going to tone this, and we're just going to take some deep breaths. So you can take a big breath in through your nose, and when you let it go out through your mouth, let it make noise. It's called an audible exhale. You're going to go, and then let your body hear the as you blow it out. Because not only does it feel good, your body hears that exhale and it calms down. And everybody needs a little bit of that right now, I do believe. Are you ready? Go ahead and close your eyes. And bring your belly button forward, whether you're sitting or standing. Open your hands. Relax your shoulders. Let your eyes smile. And your mouth giggle. And take a big breath in through your nose. Let it go out through your mouth. And in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And say, I love you to your body. And I love you to this planet and all her creatures. And I love you to a power greater than us. And I love you to me, to you. And open your eyes. Doesn't that feel good? Yes. Okay, so we're going to be talking about things to help improve your health and allow for your evolution on here. Fitness, nutrition, self-love, self-care, because that's where it's at. So today, we have a beautiful guest. I'm trying to see how to bring her on here. And she is going to tell us about her recent experience in my 30-day Back to Basics challenge. And we're going to chat with her about what this did for her life and what's going on in her life. There was a particular part in our challenge where she reached out, and in her words, I heard her articulating what a lot of people want to say, I think. Like, a lot of people have these feelings, I can feel them, and they need something, but they don't even necessarily know how to ask because they don't know exactly what they need. And so the way that she asked, I thought she was able to put words on that collective need very well. So I thought it would be a wonderful thing to be able to give her some love and some help and some assistance in real time, while all of us get to soak up the benefits of that collective connection. So let me see if I can get her to call us, and it will hopefully bring her on camera.
Okay, that took a minute.
Well, you know what? Note to self, make a practice run.
Right.
Needed to feel the day before and run through the play.
Be ready on game day. Oh wow.
Sorry about that.
No, that was I was trying to figure it out on my computer and it was not working. So I was like, try it on the phone, and the phone worked, so here we are.
Well, and I'm like you know what, and that might be the way it is now with all of these apps. I like know my one way to do things, and if that doesn't work, we're screwed.
Yeah.
It's even. Plus, everything updates and changes, and so I don't know. I just trust it'll work.
And then here we got so.
Here we are. How are you?
Good.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
How about this beautiful weather?
I know. I've been dreaming of this weather all summer.
I hope it stays. It was so hot this summer that this is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So I was just telling our lovely audience that you participated in our, let me tell you, Miss Anne Marie participated in our 30-day Back to Basics Challenge, which is with Fitness and Nutrition Challenge, to get all of the participants back to basics in their fitness, in their nutrition, and their accountability with self and a group. Okay, that was the basics of it. Now, during that time, Miss Lady had a baby. I was thinking about putting your pictures on and putting she had a baby, and people would be like, no, I don't believe she did it in 30 days. And I was like, her body didn't have the baby. Her wife had the baby. The family had the baby, but you had a baby.
Right.
So in any case, in the middle of our...
Okay.
What's that?
I said I had that baby body too. It's okay.
Because I thought if I wrote that, people would be like, Heather, you're a liar. She didn't have a baby and get like that in a month. So in any case, my point about this is she signs up for this challenge, she does this challenge, and it is about being accountable to ourselves, adhering to a fitness program, adhering to a nutrition program while they have a new baby. Like, wholly chaotic situation by itself. Then let's try to throw a whole program on top of it where we're asking you to be accountable every single day and to change your habits on the most basic level. Like, it's a lot. It was a lot. So how about you share with us what your experience was like in that challenge? What was it like for you?
Yeah, so honestly, when I signed up, I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. And then I was thinking to myself, why did you choose now? Why would you choose, like, you know, you have a baby coming? This is not smart. But then honestly, when we got into these tribes, and there's just such an outpouring of love from this community and support, and there's no shame in, oh, you need to take a week off because you had a baby. Like, okay, no big deal. Get back on it when you're ready. So I took about a week off when the baby came, and I had been going good for a whole week and a half, and I was like, here we go. Oh, now we've got a baby. But getting back to it felt so good because it was like I'm making time for myself, which I've never done before. I never put me first. I never made time for me. And, you know, honestly, I have not worked out since I was in high school. So I'm 40. So we're talking
I didn't know that.
a hot minute. Yeah. I've never done like an actual workout plan or nutrition plan, anything like that, since I was in high school.
Excellent.
So I was like, you know what? I had a baby. He'll be 13 in January. So I've had this baby body going on for 13 years. And I said, you know what? I would like to shape up my body and get, you know, feeling better. But this challenge proved to be way more than a fitness challenge. It was an emotional journey, healing. It was the most beautiful thing. I'll cry right now talking about it, but like the accountability.
I'm ready for you.
Right? The accountability and choosing to hold myself accountable every day and choosing to check in, choosing to get up and do those workouts at 5 a.m. when I'm like, it made my mental state, emotional and mental state, just like bloom, I guess I'll say. Putting myself forward and forcing myself to say, hey, you know what, you deserve this time to do these things for yourself and for your body, for your mental, for your emotional, for all of it. And it was beautiful, and I can't wait to continue. Like, I'm so excited for the next one. Like, let's go. Like, the nutrition part was fairly easy for the most part. So just a little background for most everybody who doesn't know. I go to school full time, so I'm in school 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then I work full time at night. I'm a server, so I serve tables.
So hold on.
Anywhere.
People just joined us.
Okay.
So you're in school full time.
Yeah, I'm in school full time.
You're working full time. You have a 13-year-old. You're married.
Yeah.
And you just had a baby.
And we just had a baby.
Okay.
So, time-wise with this thing, I was like, how will I, there's no time for this. But it's about making time and choosing to put yourself first, to make the time so that you can show up for everyone else. So you can show up for your family. Mentally doing all these check-ins and everything has improved my mental state. I've been way more positive, and instead of like, ugh, I don't have time for this, I'm like, well, I'm making time for it. So guess what? I've got time,
That's a whole different energy there in those two different statements you said back to back.
I feel a complete difference. I mean, and like, I smile saying that because
there is a complete difference in you. For the audience, I have known Anne-Marie for, I don't know, a few years now. Our kids played soccer together, and then we coached together. And this is the part where it's always like, this is where it gets awkward for everybody, because I am a super high feeler, and there's let me say what I was going to say first. It's exposing to everyone who is around me the way I feel and the way I work. Like, I get in I get in your feelings, and I make you think, and I make you feel, whether you like it or not. And then I share that with other people, and you feel kind of exposed, and you're like, this chick. But you realize that, like, that's what makes you more connected to other people, because you're showing your humanity. So with that, I heard you say you were choosing to wake up and you deserve this time. When I first met you, the way that you would have, I feel, you correct me if I'm wrong, I feel that the way that you would have adhered to a fitness and nutrition program would have been out of utter discipline, damn it. It would have been like, I'll get my ass up at 5 and I'll do this and blah, blah, blah. It would not have been, I deserve this, I'm choosing. That's that different energy. We've got this hard discipline, aggressive male energy. And then we've got nurturing, connective, compassionate female energy. And nothing about gender, nothing about sexual orientation. The human being has both. And we as a culture seem to really capitalize on this one and promote this one, the strength, the discipline, the aggression, the go-getter. But where is the balance of nurture for self and compassion and connection and good job, so that you want to keep going on? Like, this dude part of us gets pretty freaking miserable and performance-based unhappy without the female part of us being like, you did good. I love you. Good job. Do you need a break for a minute? Then we can go back to it.
Yeah.
It's not balanced. And so when I hear you say these things, that is a healing of those energies in your body, in your spirit, in your energetic body, that gives you the balance to adhere to these things. It's not that people don't have good programs. It's that they don't have And then they think it's that we don't have accountability. It's not even the accountability. The accountability creates the connection between you and yourself, and you and your group, and you and your source. And that is what makes you choose to get up at 5 a.m. Not because you have to, but because it feels so good to take good care of yourself. So here is Anne Marie as she is right now. When we started, I have these words written down, and these are the things I wanted to tell, because one of these is new for her. One of these is old. But she had written, we did this challenge in my network. I have created an app, which is absolutely amazing. It's like a social media app, only it's only things healthy and high vibing and positive people and positive engagement. And you come in and you get loved on for real, and you learn, and there's recipes and cooking videos and everything under the sun. So we check in there in order to keep ourselves accountable, but it's also because that daily checking in this place creates a space of calm and connection and accountability, as again, first within self and source, and then surroundings. And that's essential as a human being. It is so, and we don't get taught this. No. Like, I had to learn the hard way. You know, I got introduced to the checking in, if you will, through a program of recovery as an alcoholic, but then, you know, and then working with people we call sponsorship. But then I needed more. Like, I needed to like really be, it's like maybe some people come with one HDMI cable, two HDMI cables. I've got 5, but they're like coming out of me all the time, like ready to plug in, like feed me some more. And so I need to be fed that consistent flow of it's like a trickle of connection and of compassion and of people saying, good job, Heather. I see you, Heather. Okay, you know, so it wasn't your favorite day. I mean, like one time I remember I checked in during this challenge and I was saying that I had not done what I wanted to do because of low self-worth. And I was like, there, I said it. And I was like a spoiled little 5-year-old because I was just at myself. But when you can come be real like that, you get to be real like that. And so in this place, we check in, and on one of her check-ins, we were working on creating a mantra, another thing we do in the village. We work with the moon for moon manifestation. And so we create a mantra according to the moon cycle, and we use that energy to shape our lives and to bring more love and nurture and balance to whatever parts of our lives we need some help in. So I had asked the group, where do you need some help? And Anne Marie answers, she would like to begin speaking more positively in certain aspects. For example, my life is about to be quite hectic. So this is at the beginning of the challenge, when she's saying, like, you know, she's realizing, like, holy crap, I got a lot on my plate. How am I going to do this? Wait, what? So, you know what's funny is I don't think I knew her due date, or I probably would have said, this is probably not a good time for you. But, you know, God's time, not mine. Yeah. It's funny how you look back and you're like, I never heard that part. And you're like, and if I had, I would have chosen differently. But you made the right choice. Yeah. So it's like God's working in your life when you don't even know. So she says, for example, my life is about to get quite hectic. Beginning, I begin school again, and I'm there till 2. I leave for work at 3:30. I get home at 10:30 or 11. This is before the baby. This is before the baby, okay? I don't want to focus on the lack of time, but be grateful that I have a body that is able to move me through the busy day. I'd like to speak more positively to and about myself. I took a really difficult class over the summer. The first week, I thought there's no way I'd pass. Turns out I passed, and I have solid knowledge on this subject now. I don't feel like a very negative person, but I can definitely learn to speak to myself the way I do to others, which is positively. I'm hard on myself. I'd like to have that confidence in my abilities sooner. I can do these things. I can do this workout plan. I can follow the nutrition part. Operative sentence for me. I can find the time needed to better my body. Give me. So we did work on this in there, and that's what I said to her. That last sentence says, I can find the time needed to better my body. And I said to her, as if the time is not allotted, like as if God's going to ration. Like, well, I'm going to give you a baby and jack you on the other side. Ha ha. Like, come on, loving creator, loving system on earth. And when we change our perspective, our life changes. So what we did here was we started to focus on the fact that she had all these things going, but look at the fact that she is geared up to show up and create more time for herself. And what I'm going to say is she was really concerned that she could not get all these things done. Then we introduced a fitness program, a nutrition plan, and daily check-ins on top of all that. And not only has she done all of that, she succeeded in all of these things. She regularly checked in. Her physical body changed and improved from her nutrition and her fitness programs. And she has a new baby in the house. She has more time, more compassion for self, which translates to more compassion, tolerance, and love for the family as well. And as the leader of her house, that is essential. It is so essential. And it is the part I think that is overlooked in our regular dynamic. Whether it's a male or a female leading the home, that person's supposed to be the hard ass, the one that works, that gets the money done, keeps your shit straight, and then the other one is supposed to apparently be like, I have cookies. And like, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And we have to become more fluid in our understanding of compassion and kindness towards ourselves. We really have to show up to start taking care of ourselves. So we decided that we were going to take her back to her root chakra and start balancing her root chakra. And we ended up using the mantra, which I've shared on here with all of you several times. I am a beautiful child of God, and the earth is a safe place for me today. Because what this says is my roots shook. I don't feel like I'm planted firmly. Literally, I don't feel like I'm holding on well. And the thing is, it's like this. The sacred masculine aspect of self is like this. It has to be strong. It has to be firmly planted and stuck in and grounded so that soft, flowing, pretty feminine part can bloom. And these two go together. You can't have this without this. And this by itself would be pretty boring without all that pretty. And so she starts working on this mantra, and we can visibly see her life changing, her demeanor, her attitude towards herself. Because the thing is, you don't have to be hyper vigilant trying to figure it all out by your damn self when you got a new employer, when someone else is in charge. So that helps us just turn that simple root-based survival breathe bit over to a power greater than ourselves. Like I said to her, you got all these things going, and it's like God bumps you up a level in your life. Spirit bumps you up a level in your life. The universe gives you more and would never just leave you without the tools. It's your job to find the tools and to apply them. They are always there. We're always given what we need to go to that next step. If this is your calling, if this is your job, if this is your engagement intended by spirit, the path is laid. It's given. And so we were able to see, it was a really beautiful thing to watch this woman start up and be like, literally like, I can't breathe. It's kind of what these words say. I can't breathe. My life is closing in on me. There's so much going on. I don't know how I'm going to balance. And so she gets firmly planted, and she starts checking in and doing this workout first thing in the day. She has to wake up even earlier. So you'd think that takes more of her time, leaves less time on the plate, and yet she is gaining more energy, more optimism, more connection, more health, right? So time goes on and moves on, and then I think this was the third week after the baby had come, right? And she reaches out one day and she says, I need help, maybe encouragement, maybe more. Yesterday I got up and did my workout and I went to school. I was feeling great all morning despite only 4 hours of sleep. When I got home around 2:30, I felt overwhelmed and exhausted. I had schoolwork that needed to be done and only an hour before I needed to go to work. I was feeling bad for not being around all day to help my tired wife with our new baby. Our oldest son needed to be taken to guitar and soccer practice. How is she going to do it all? I called out of work, I took our son to guitar, and then told him we wouldn't be going to soccer. After I cried for a few minutes and felt all the overwhelmed feelings, I took the baby outside and walked in our backyard. I got my feet on the ground. I kicked the ball around with our oldest son. My wife joined us. I am grateful for the abundance of things I am able to get done. But I think my question is, where do I stop and pause and say, that's enough, thank you? And I read this and it literally makes me cry. And I'll tell you, because what I hear is, I need help, maybe encouragement, maybe more. Yesterday I got up and I did my workout and I went to school. I was feeling great all morning despite only 4 hours of sleep. I'm really tired. This is a lot. When I got home around 2:30, I felt overwhelmed and exhausted. I'm really tired. This is a lot. I had schoolwork that needed to be done in only an hour before I needed to go to work. My schedule is very demanding. This is a lot. I was feeling bad for not being around all day to help our tired wife with our baby. I have a new baby at home. I have a tired wife. I have a hectic schedule. I have a lot to be done, and I'm not getting enough sleep. This is really a lot. Whoa. Our oldest needed to be taken to guitar and soccer practice, even more. How's she going to do it all? I called out of work, so I'm going to make a decision for my health and my well-being. I took our son to guitar and then told him we wouldn't be going to soccer. I had to cut some things off the plate because we have too much on the plate, and this is a good decision for our family's well-being. After I cried, this is my favorite sentence. After I cried for a few minutes and I felt all the overwhelmed feelings, I was given the gift of remembering I am a human experiencing my humanity. I am getting back to basics on the most primal level, because when I don't do this shit, it builds up and comes out sideways in some other fucked up form. You can call it, it can be anything. Humans do it all the time, be it alcoholism, addiction, lying, cheating, going to sleep. What was the thing I was gonna say? We end up calling that mess PTSD. Like, we got all kinds of little anxiety, OCD. We got all kinds of cute little letters that we call that basic shit when not tended to. So I hear, after a few minutes, I cried for a few minutes. In crying, I release a lot of that energy. I am allowing my humanity. I felt the overwhelmed feelings like a boss. That's what I hear right there. I took the baby outside and walked around in our backyard, and I got my feet on the ground. Again, I connected to the earth. I got on the most basic level to balance my biology, because I understand that will bring me back to ground zero and help me. I kicked the ball around with our oldest, and my wife joined us. My balance brought the whole family together. My balance brought that whole family outside to the OG mother herself, Earth. And we all sat here together as a family. What a beautiful coming together after experiencing the feelings and being in a spot in life that is really a lot. I am grateful for the abundance of things I'm able to get done. Yes. I am also grateful for learning for the abundance of the things I choose not to get done. That is not a lack. You're in a time in life when there's too much on your plate. It's just how it is. We go through those times. I believe those times are gifts to learn what can come off the plate. And I look at it like a plate with all these foods. You can only have so many foods on the plate, even if they're your favorite. You can't eat them all at one time. In fact, Spirit's cool like that, because it would be too much to really focus on eating all of that food. So you got to narrow it down a little. And everyone in your family, it gives you and everyone a more realistic understanding of, number one, your capabilities, but primarily your humanity. Your son says, you know what, maybe I don't get to have all these activities right now. That's okay. We have a new baby, you know? Mom and mom are overwhelmed right now. It's a lot. It's also a good time when, like, he can step into service in your family. You can task and delegate around. Hey, I can't do these things. I need you to be of more help. I need you to do this. And that's all good. That's not a I'm failing or I'm not getting it done. That's a whoa, this is an opportunity to strengthen the bond of my family that should work as a unit. And when do I pause and say, that's enough, thank you? I think you know it's enough in the abundance. What I hear here is, when do I release myself from the judgment that it's all supposed to look this certain way? You are not ungrateful. I don't hear that here. You are not lacking gratitude. It's not just wordplay here for you. It is the understanding that you are a human. You're not a performance-based creature. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. And you are in here, maybe for the first time, it could be the first time ever. It's definitely the first time in a long time. You're feeling the feelings as a human, as a vulnerable human being. And it's a brand new deal. It's real easy. Robert and I were having this talk recently, because I went through something similar. He's going through something similar. It's real easy to walk through life when you feel bulletproof. It's real easy to walk through life when you have the false security and assuredness that you have control over everything. And if you just get your shit done, it'll all work fine. It's so silly. It's so silly. Well, I got my shit done, so I expect the world's in order. Okay. There's however many billion people and every other thing going on like that. It goes to show you how small our world is, right? But what I hear is, I'm doing a great job. I'm showing up to life, and I've been given all these things that I now have stewardship over, basically. And in becoming more of a steward, in becoming more of a leader, I find personally that I have to match however much of me is doing for others, I have to match with my self-care. When we reopened that village and went in that village and went in the network and started doing this again, I have to take more time by myself. It is directly reciprocative, because I won't be as good of a leader for you. I won't be as good of a teacher for you. I won't be as much comfort and calm if I don't create it in myself first. So I think what more could one human do? The question is, when is it enough for you?
Mm-hmm. And I think I got teary because I was like, oh, it's okay to stop. It's okay to take that time. And that was a lesson for me. Like, I'm not failing because I didn't show up to work. Like, I'm showing up for my family.
It's not only okay because of your choice. You literally, again, this way forces things to get done. It is the male energy. It's not a bad deal. It's got to be tempered. This way says, I want connection with my family. I will demand that they will all get outside and have a picnic.
Yeah.
This way says, it sure is pretty outside. I want to go sit outside and enjoy this beauty. Oh, it is so beautiful. It makes me feel beautiful. And then you look up and the whole family's around you. This way pushes, this way pulls. This way tries to get it done. This way allows it to be. Mm-hmm. And so you have things you have to push in your life, and you're doing it, but you are learning to back off that gas pedal and allow some things to be. And your whole family came out to be with you outside. That's huge. It's like you were a little magnet for well-being, and they all traveled out there to be with you.
Yep.
For real. And you didn't demand that it be such, and you didn't push. Mm-hmm. So here you have a new dynamic in your innards that creates a new dynamic in your outwards, which is your family. And I would imagine, because I know you, if we ask everyone around you, I would think everyone pretty much thinks you're doing an amazing job. Not that matters, but it's nice to hear it. It's nice to hear it. But I know your son, and I know he thinks the world of you, and I can feel your wife when she looks at you and how she thinks the world of you. And the only one that needed to get on board with that was you. You got think the world of you. Yeah. And so it is a beautiful thing to watch you, because what I hear here is you're doing an amazing job. It's just a new scale of measurement. You know, Robert said to me the other day, well, how do I know? And I said, this is where you got to feel it. This is that part we've not been taught. You have to decide what's right for you. What feels good? Would it have felt good to go to work and just to hammer it out and be exhausted and everything be in disarray and be like, well, I have the money? Or did it feel good to make this other choice? And your heart is the barometer. And the more that you pay attention to that, and it's a different school of measurement. Before, the other one's achievement. It's just about performance. There's none of this other stuff. So when we're trying to pay attention to a whole new, it's like learning a new language that all of a sudden you're supposed to pay attention to and understand the context with. And you're like, so we just practice, you know? We just practice and allow ourselves to be vulnerable and pliable. And that's a difficult statement in itself for most people, especially those of us with strong masculine energy. You know, I want to get it done, damn it, period. Yeah. I was definitely raised that way. It's not about your feelings. Your feelings are a fact and they don't matter.
When I first started this challenge, I was like, no, all right, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do it. That'll just be it. Like, that's my goal. Get up, do it. And then it became, there's more than just getting up and doing it. There's the check-in, which makes me vulnerable emotionally, which brings it all together. And it was like, as you're speaking it, I'm like, oh, 100%, this is literally what happened. Like, I started off of, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it.
Discipline.
It doesn't matter. Right?
Discipline. You know, discipline.
I'm going to do it. And then it just like connected with myself more in doing it, and with the check-ins and having the vulnerability, but also praising myself for it. You know, I was like, oh, look at me. I am doing this, you know, instead of like, I am doing this. I'm like, no, you got it. Good for you.
Yes. Yes. From discipline to allowance. Yeah. I used to think that this was the way, and then I mastered that way. And I give the analogy that I built a body and I built a fortress. And then I was like in my castle, in my fortress, with my strong body. And I was like looking over at any potential suitors, and I was like, scale my wall.
Good luck.
Swim my boat. I bet I can do it faster than you. Who wants to play with that? You know? Like, it's not about that. That's the part. It's the part. And you need that part. But, ooh, isn't it pretty when you get to do that and feel like that? You know? So much fun. So, yes, next I will go ahead and plug our next challenge. Next, we are doing Becoming Goddess, which is going to focus on female hormones and female self-care. This whole thing we're talking about. How do we really, like, dig into that part and cultivate that part of us so we can be the most beautiful being, whatever that looks like to us? How do we really care for ourselves so that your light shines so bright that you are even more capable of helping your family? Because most of us as females do have families, and we're the leaders of our families. So how am I supposed to fuel and feed this family? And we do energetic and emotional currency if I don't know how to fill my own bucket. So, we'll still be doing the fitness and nutrition. Those are standards. Those can't be omitted because we have to improve the biological body to access the energetic and the spiritual body. But I thought, I've been doing this stuff for a long time, but I've really been thinking in the last few years about the people who, Bruce Lee is one. Like some of us use that physical avenue to tap on the spiritual. You push it to that extreme level because it helps you access these other things. The body is kinetic, so we can't use it without using it. You can't just sit still and expect it to work. So we will start that. I think I wrote down October 6th. October 6th is the Friday. We'll kick it off on October 9th. We'll do it for 6 weeks. I'll send you all this info. But for anyone else who wants to know, we will be doing Becoming Goddess. We will kick off, I say October 6th because it's a Friday, because it takes a couple days to get everybody together, get their paperwork together, round up circle the wagons, and then we'll officially kick off on October 9th, which is a Monday, and we'll roll through November 17th, which is the Friday before Thanksgiving. So the idea is you roll into the holidays with your body like you want. That's so exciting to me. Like, the holidays get so stressful for people. There's so many different foods around and different activities and family, all this stuff that just makes you lose your shit. You know what I mean? Like, everything's out of control. And so if I have a really firm program in place where I am grounded and I'm on a nutrition plan and I'm working a physical plan, those things are not temptations to me. They don't break my funky mellow, you know? So I am super excited about having the body I want and the balance I want going into Thanksgiving. It'll be the week end the Friday before Thanksgiving week. And then we'll get started again for Christmas. You know, we do it around, right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. The food thing, okay. Family brought over food after the baby, right? My favorite thing is cheesecake. I love cheesecake, okay? So my dad brings over this huge pie of cheesecake. I'm like, guess how much cheesecake I had? One bite. Because I was like, that was enough. It satisfied. One bite. This whole nutrition thing blew my mind as far as like, I don't want that anymore. I don't like, yes, I love my cheesecake. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to have my one bite because it's delicious. But I don't want the crap food anymore. I don't want to have to eat fried chicken. Give me the grilled chicken breast. Give me something simple. Like, give me all the veggies. That blew my mind in this challenge. How much I literally ate eggs, a piece of toast, and my blueberries every morning for this entire challenge. And I think at one point I posted, I was like, you think I'd be sick of this meal by now? But like, it's so good. I can't wait to have it again.
I'm so glad you said that, because the way the human works, and people don't understand this until they experience it or they hear someone say that. If you are feeding your body what it needs when it needs it, it feels fed. You do not crave foods. We take out, I have a hashtag that says reduce the pollutants, because when you cut out the crap, it's like you got these beautiful systems inside that function like creme de la creme till you put shit in them. And then you're like, I wonder why I feel like shit, because you put shit in you. That's why. And so, but the worst thing about that is some of these additives in the foods, the preservatives, whatever, they start to deteriorate and compromise your systems. So your systems aren't working as well as they should be. Your digestive system, endocrine system, all these systems are affected by the crud putting in them. So even if you're, you've got a faulty system, even the best food's not going to do the same thing. So we remove the junk and then we put good stuff in that fuels you at the right time, and you feel fed. You have good energy. You like yourself. You like the world. You're optimistic. I believe our human race is so massively malnourished, we don't even have a clue. Like, if you were fed what you needed when you needed it, you would not experience anxiety. It is not a normal thing. It is not something that has to be in human life. Anxiety and every other bit of dis-ease or inflammation. We reduce inflammation in the body with the nutrition system. We reduce inflammation in the mind with the spiritual check-ins and the connection. And you feel amazingly better. And that, it doesn't blow my mind. It makes me really happy to hear, because you want to taste it, and then that's enough, because it's not exactly the food that makes you feel good. And it does. You start to be able to tell, that was kind of good in my mouth, not as good as it used to be, but I don't like the way it feels in my overall system. Right. Yeah, good for you. You cleaned out a bunch of junk.
Good.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Well, I have absolutely enjoyed watching you, this whole experience. I love these things. Like, I created this place a long time ago, and I work it, and then every once in a while I back off it for a little while, and I go behind the scenes and revive some more, and then pop back out and we do it again. And the reason is because it works. I mean, like, I can't walk away from something, even if I wanted to, that works so stinking emphatically well. And we all become better people, and everybody is happier and healthier, which is ideally what I want. Like, I don't want to just be happy and healthy by myself. I want a whole bunch of humans to do it with me. It's not to be fun. You're the only one. You're like, okay, waiting to play, waiting to play, waiting to play. So, thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being so vulnerable. I don't know if you would have been able to do this when we first met.
No, no, I wouldn't have.
We've both grown so much. Think about when we were first like on the field. I was like a drill sergeant. Awesome. Crazy people out there in the community. I think we all grow remarkably, but I just love being able to witness someone else's and to be a part of it. So I thank you for being here with me today. I thank you for doing this challenge, and I'm excited to see you in just a few days in the new one.
Can we start early?
Well, and the way the village works is we stay there. It's an open app. I'll tell the viewers. The way I created this place in my head is like a real life village, that you would go into a village, and in the middle of the village there would be a campfire. And in the middle of the campfire, there would always be someone sitting at the campfire. And there's tents all around the village, and in the tents there's different families or groups, and they're working on different things, and they might be unique concepts that they are working on, but they're all still part of the same tribe. So we all come together around the campfire and exchange love and information and connection and resources, support, motivation, inspiration. And so it is always open. My whole family is in there. It is a beautiful environment to come get fed some good stuff. So I'll put the link below. I didn't post it before, but you can join the app. You can join the village for $9.99 a month and have access to all of this. The challenges and the programs we run in the village are private, and so there are additional fees. You can find out about those as I put them out, or you can direct message me. But yeah, come in and join the village. Come see Anne Marie. Come bond. Come be with us. Yeah, and just stay on your stuff. Stay on your stuff, and then you'll have new stuff in just about a week. But we're still on it. We didn't get off it. Yeah, stay going.
Yep.
All right, I will let you go. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you.
I love you, and y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, download my podcast, and come see us in the village and get ready for the Becoming Goddess program for men and the Back to Basics challenge for men. We're doing a 6-week challenge for men for the same thing. Boost your testosterone, lower your blood pressure, learn how to plug into your life without a video game. Woo! All right, I love y'all. We're out. Thank you for being here, Mama.
Bye.
I love you. Bye-bye.